namanda, 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 Can you see my PowerPoint? Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this special service to honor.
First, I will read the most famous passage from Rev CHiemi's writings, known as
Show. So ministers always read this passage
at the end of Dharma message in Japanese.
Is Jimmy's mic on?
Just because it was cut out.
Second.
Yeah, cut out for a second.
Makiko says that, David says cut out.
Yeah, just do a quick test.
Test.
Yeah, you're good.
So that sounds okay. That's doing okay.
Should be good now.
Talk.
Okay, thumbs up.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
So please join the show. What is taught in the tradition of Shinran Shonin is the entrusting heart is essential. For when we abandon various practices and take refuge in Amida with singleness of heart, our inner parent is settled by Buddha through the inconceivable vow power. The state we thus attain is described as with awakening of the single thought of entrusting. We join those who are in a stage of truly settled. Recitation of the Nembutsu thereafter should be understood to be the Nembutsu as an expression of gratitude for the Tathagata benevolence for settling our birth in a parent, humbly and respectfully. Namami Butsu, Namami Butsu, Namami Butsu. So, visit Jodo Shinshu Temple. The central area of the main hall we call Naijin. So it looks like this. In the center is the statue of Amida Buddha. And then to the right of which is always the statue or scroll of the Shinran Shonin, our founder. And then to the left of that, which is almost always there are occasional exceptions, the picture of Renyo Shonin. So today, I will be talking about Renyo Shonin. So Renyo Shonin lived about 600 years ago during a very difficult for our Jodo Shinshu community. So even though Shinran Shonin, our founder, had shared the Nembutsu teaching, Honganji was still small, just a sub-temple under the powerful Tendai school, and then often seen as problematic by authorities. So Renyo Shonin was born as the son of Zonyo Shonin, the seventh head Honganji. However, his mother was not an official wife, so his early life was not easy. At the age of 6, his mother quietly left the temple when Zonyo took an official wife. So before leaving, she had a portrait of her young son painted and then took it when her carrying her love and then hopes for him into uncertain future. So this is the famous portrait of the Renyo Shonin when he was young. It's called Kanoko no Goei. So this is the picture of the portrait, the painted of the Renyo Shonin was 6 years old. So this early hardship gave Renyo Shonin a deep compassion for ordinary people who lived with difficulty. Renyo Shonin, including the destruction of the Honganji by religious and political forces. But he did not give up. He spread the teaching of Namo Amida Butsu, traveled to meet the people, and wrote many gobu, which is letters, handwriting letters, using a simple language to help the people understand Shinran Shonin's message, the teaching. He rebuilt the Sangha in Yoshizaki. So I show the so he lived the Sangha in Yoshizaki, the remote coastal area where he began anew. Is this
Yeah, let's
channel?
turn the other one off. Keeps cutting off.
Okay. Okay. Does it sound better now? Okay, thank you for being patient. Okay, so you see the map of the Japan. Yoshizaki, it's just the north side of north of the Kyoto. So Kyoto was the capital city at the time. So and then he built the sangha, the new sangha in Yoshizaki. So which is there was nothing then. So you will see that the picture of a Yoshizaki Gobo. Gobo is the Shinshu gathering. So the Yoshizaki is just one of the like a little peninsula and the oceans around. And then there is a mountains and then there is no roads. And then that was almost like nobody was lived. But when he studied to the Yoshizaki Gobo at that time, so the people actually moved into Yoshizaki and studying the Sangha there. So without statue or temples, he gave a people a paper with Namo Amida Butsu written on it. So you will see the scroll, the Namo Amida Butsu on your right, which is Renyo Shonin's handwriting. So they framed very nicely now, but at the time, it was just a piece of paper. So he just wrote the Namo Amida Butsu on the paper and then delivered it. So people gathered in homes, field, and then halls, placing their hands together before this paper and then listening to the Dharma. It is said that Renyo Shonin wrote and then distributed the countless myogo, which is we also call in Japanese, so this Namo Amida Butsu scroll called myogo, or Namo Amida Butsu scroll on the paper throughout his life. Even today, it is not uncommon to find Renyo Shonin's his own handwritten name in the temples all over Japan, especially around Fukui Prefecture, where the Yoshizaki Gobo is located. Not only in temples, but also in the homes of the ordinary members. So around these gatherings, towns and markets grew, and then Renyo Shonin's teaching spread across Japan. It is even said that without Renyo Shonin, the map of Japan would look different today. Just gonna go back to this map. So, so this Japan map shows the Osaka, Tokyo. So Osaka is one of the place at the Renyo Shonin's time. He moved to the Osaka from Yoshizaki. After that, also the boundary to the force of the political issues. So they actually ran out from the Yoshizaki. So it took only 3 years, that they said, to build the Yoshizaki town. But so they had to leave them, and then they moved to Osaka. So Osaka, maybe you know that Osaka is the second largest city in Japan. So if the Renyo Shonin didn't move to Osaka, then it would be not very much like a big town like these days. So that's which is very interesting.
So let me share something personal. So my family temple in Fukuoka, Japan, the picture is from the 1972, kind of old picture. So my temple, family temple, Fukuoka, it's called the Jo-kakuji. According to the tradition, so our own home temple, Jo-kakuji, became a Jodo Shinshu temple during the time of the Rennyo Shonin, the 15th century. So thanks to the Rennyo Shonin's tireless work, the Nembutsu teaching that leads to the Kyushu, the southwestern end of Japan, far from Kyoto, both in distance and the culture. So I'm gonna show the map one more time. So you see Kyoto, Osaka, and then I don't know, you can see that the Kyushu, the top, the kind of west end. So that's the place I grew up. I'm from. My family temples are. So at that time, 15th century, the Rennyo Shonin's teaching just delivered to all over Japan. So you can see that through the map that reached out to the Kyushu. And then my family temple became a Jodo Shinshu temple then. So thanks to Rennyo Shonin, so I think about that, I realized something humbling. So if Rennyo Shonin had not spread the Dharma so widely, my family may never have become a part of the Jodo Shinshu. And if that had not happened, I would not be here today, standing, here with the Twin Cities Sangha in Minnesota as a Jodo Shinshu minister, sharing a Dharma with our Sangha. So it's not exaggeration to say, but without Rennyo Shonin, my own journey in Nembutsu might not have existed at all. Although Rennyo Shonin lived centuries ago, his world was full of conflict, fear, and division, very much like ours today. So there were civil wars, religious tension, and political instability. Ordinary people felt lost and powerless. So in modern society, in this country, in this world, we face similar challenges: political division, social inequality, racism and loneliness, climate fear, misinformation, and the digital overload. So people today are also asking, who can I trust? And what gives my life meaning? Rennyo Shonin's answer was simple and powerful. Namo Amida Butsu, a voice of gratitude, trust, and inclusion. He gave a people a path not based on purity or success, but on being embraced just as they are. One of the Rennyo Shonin's great innovations was the creation of ko, so which means gatherings. So where people could listen to the Dharma, sharing the Dharma. But a ko was not like a formal sermon with a priest talking from above. In a ko, the speaker and the listeners sat on the same level. They faced each other. They shared in the Dharma as equals. Ko gatherings could happen anywhere, at someone's home, the village hall, even outdoors. There was no need to statue or temples. The focus was simple scroll with Namo Amida Butsu. These gatherings were open to everyone, farmers, men and women, any genders, outcasts, merchants, and beyond religions. They became center of community, friendship, and support. Let me share another important side of Rennyo Shonin. He welcomed everyone who came to listen to the Dharma without discrimination. He offered food, even sake, to his guests. On cold days, he offered warm dishes. On hot days, he made sure the people had something cool and refreshing. This was not just hospitality. It was compassion in action. So this reminds me of my own childhood. So this picture is showing one of the picture from my home temple. So at the temple, when I grew up in Fukuoka, Japan, I remember, especially my grandparents, doing the same thing as Renya Shonin did. So they welcomed everyone who came to the temple with kindness, food, and a warm conversation, just like a Renya Shonin. This shows that the Jodo Shinshu temples are not placed to become more holy or more around. It is a place where people gather in community, equality, just as they are. Renyo preserved this spirit of Shinran Shonin's teaching. The Dharma is for all people, equally, without conditions. And the temple is a living expression of that truth. When I think about Twin-Seated Sangha, I see a continuation of core gathering. For nearly 80 years, so next year we will celebrate 80 years anniversary, we have gathered without permanent temple. Each time we meet at the meeting room, park, or online, and we create a core gathering. So we sit together, listen together, and share together. We are not divided into teachers and the students, higher and lower. We are fellow travelers walking the Dharma path side by side. Renya Shonin lived to the age of 85. He married 5 times, each after losing a wife. He had 27 children, 13 sons, and then 14 daughters. And then sadly, he outlived many of them. But he never stopped working for the Dharma. His children and then their descendants also became ministers, studying core, studying the temples, helping to grow the Honganji Jodo Shinshu community. Renya Shonin often said, in matter of the Dharma, there is no such thing as tomorrow. You must listen and reflect today. He knew that life is uncertain and short, that listening to the Dharma is not about gaining knowledge. It is about remembering Amida Buddha's compassion, our own foolishness, our deep connection with others. For us living in this society, Namo Amida Butsu is more than a phrase. It is a reminder, I am foolish, but I am embraced. I make mistake, but I am not abandoned. This message is unconditional acceptance. It's something we all need, especially in difficult times. Our Twin-Seated Sangha has carried this spirit for decades. So no temple buildings, no problem. We have each other. And together, we can continue to create core gathering for future generations. Just by gathering, listening, and saying Namo Amida Butsu, we carry on Renya Shonin's legacy, and then Twin-Seated Sangha's legacy. The Nenbutsu, a teaching of true equality. Shinran Shonin's teaching is clear. Amida Buddha embraced all beings equally, not based on effort or purity, but on our shared human condition. In today's world full of division, judgment, and fear, this is a radical and healing message. So Renya Shonin's life reminds us that the Buddhism lives in community, not in the buildings, not in the people who gather, not in the buildings, but in the people, who gather to listen and care. So let us go forward together with open hearts, with gratitude. Just as we are embraced by Amida Buddha. So I would like to conclude my talk by reading Aline Shoni's writings, known as a Gobunsho, again one more time. Please join me in Gassho. What is taught in the tradition of Shinran Shonin is that the entrusting heart is essential. For when we abandon various practices and then take refuge in Amida with singleness of heart, our birth in the Pure Land is settled by the Buddha through the inconceivable Bao power. The state we thus attain is described as with awakening of a single thought of entrusting. We join those who are in the stage of the truly settled. Recitation of the Nembutsu thereafter should be understood to be the Nembutsu as an expression of gratitude for Tathagata's benevolence for settling our birth in the Pure Land, humbly and respectfully. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.